Alright y'all, we making pizza today. I'm gonna get started with a big bowl here. I'm adding 3 cups of warm water, not hot. Also 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast. And then I'm gonna be adding some sweetener, 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm gonna give that a stir, mix it up real well. And I'm just gonna give it a couple minutes for the yeast to activate. I would say give it about 10 minutes. And then when it starts bubbling up, that's when I'm going to move on to the next step. So this is ready. I'm going to be adding in my flour now. I'm going to be adding it in little by little. I would say about a cup at a time. And then I'm just going to mix that up. I want to basically get to the point of, until it turns into a dough. So mix that up, and in here I'm just seasoning it up with a little bit of oil, some Italian seasoning, garlic powder, and some salt. You can actually start putting in your seasonings, the oil and the seasonings, when the yeast is ready. So before you start putting in the flour is, I would say, the best time to put in those seasonings, but I forgot, so that's when I put that in. As long as you get it in there, right? So we got that in there. I'm going to be putting in some more flour. Again, I'm going to keep mixing it up. Right here, I just started using my hand because you see the dough is starting to form. And again, I'm just going to keep mixing until I get a nice dough. And yes, this could be very messy, but promise you it is worth it. So I'm just getting some of that dough off. If anything, you can put some flour on your hands when you mix it up, just to kind of keep some of that dough from sticking a bit. So I am happy with the dough right now. I'm just going to be putting a little bit of flour on my counter. And yes, I did wipe it down. Put a little flour on there. I'm going to be taking the dough out, and I'm just going to separate it into 2 pieces. And then I'm gonna put them in some separate containers to let them kind of rise a bit. Before I put them in the containers, I'm putting in a little bit of oil to help it from sticking to the container. Alright y'all, so next I'm going to be covering these containers. I have some plastic wrap. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on there so when the dough rises, it doesn't stick to the plastic wrap. So I'm going to get these covered, and then I also put a towel over both of these bowls just to kind of keep that heat in there and to help it rise. And in total, I let them rise for about an hour. Once they are ready and they have risen, I put a little bit of flour on my counter again. I'm going to take one of these out and then kind of knead it a little bit. I have some extra flour on the side here so that it doesn't get too sticky on my hands or on the counter. Now that my dough is ready, I'm just going to separate it again into 2 pieces, and then I'm going to knead it again just for a little bit, each of those 2 pieces, and then roll them up into a little ball. And the reason I'm breaking it up into 2 pieces is because one of those balls by itself is going to make too big of a pizza, so I cut them in half just to kind of make them a little smaller. And to be honest, I could have even cut these in half again. You'll see a little bit later. They are still a little bit big for the pans that I have, but this is what we're working with today. And there is our pizza dough. You want to get it as smooth as you can. So off camera, I did the other half. Again, I broke that other half into 2. So I have a total of 4 pizzas here. Now that I have them separated, I'm just going to roll them out into the pizza and then put them on my pizza trays. As you can see, I am adding some more flour to the dough and to my rolling pin, just again to keep it from sticking. And in the background, I have my oven set to 425 degrees. Once I have my pizzas shaped out, I'm going to be baking it in the oven for 8 minutes. And just keep rolling till you get the shape that you want. And this is where you can see about how large of a pizza you can get from that one pizza ball. So it's up to you depending on your pizza pans, the sizes of them, if you want to stay with that size or if you want to break those down a little bit more. But like I said, we're going to make it work today. So I'm putting my pizza dough on my pan here, carefully transferring it over to the pan. Just make sure you spray it with some cooking spray or wipe it down with some oil before you put that dough in there, just so that it doesn't stick. I definitely forgot, so y'all will see me struggling a little bit later. But yeah, don't make the same mistake. Spray them pans. We got one down, 3 more to go. So I'm just going to continue shaping out my pizzas, put them on the pans, and then again get them in the oven for about 8 minutes. So my pizza dough is ready for the oven. I'm going to put them in there for 8 minutes and then I'm just going to let them cool for a little bit. Alright y'all, so this is the fun part. The pizzas have been cooked. They have been cooled. I'm going to start building them. This is where you can get creative. Add whatever toppings you like. I'm going to start with some pizza sauce and then start adding all of our toppings. After my sauce, I like to add just a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Can't go wrong with Parmesan cheese. Just a little bit really gives it a little bit of depth of flavor instead of just having mozzarella. Makes it so good. Next topping will be our mozzarella cheese. Just gonna put some of that on our pizzas here. And in the store, I'll be seeing like pizza blend. You can also do like different types of cheeses. Again, be creative. This is your masterpiece. You can add whatever you like. So for the actual toppings, I'm keeping it simple today. My kids are picky eaters. So I'm just going to go with some pepperoni. I'm doing 3 pepperoni pizzas and then I'm going to do 1 like extra cheese pizza. The other day we had ordered a cheeseburger pizza. I had no idea what to expect with that one, but it was actually pretty good. I actually really liked it. So what are some of y'all favorite pizza toppings? What are some combinations y'all like to go with? I'm looking to be, change it up a bit. I normally just get like plain or pepperoni or sausage, but what's some good combinations for pizza so I can try some new things? Put it in the comments down below. So I'm done adding my pepperoni here. I'm just gonna put a little bit more of the mozzarella cheese on top just to kind of seal in my toppings here. and it does kind of look nice. So if you put, like, one time I made a pizza with some olives on there, some onions and peppers, put some cheese on top, it looks really nice. So we are at the last step here. I'm just going to be packaging these up. And as you can see, like I said earlier, I had a little trouble getting the pizza off that pan because I forgot to spray it with cooking spray. So don't forget to spray your pans with spray. I'm just going to be wrapping this up with some cling wrap. Make sure you spray that pan or you're going to be struggling like I am. Alright, so this is the absolute last step, I promise. After we get those wrapped up in plastic wrap, I'm just going to do another wrap with some foil, and then we're going to get these in the freezer. So when you're ready to cook these, you want to set your oven to 425 degrees. You don't have to take out the pizza to let it thaw. Just once that oven is ready, put the pizza in there, take off the foil, take off the plastic wrap, just put it on a tray, and then you're good to go. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.